Before we jump into this, I definitely recommend going ahead and grabbing our companion to this episode. So every Monday, if you love getting motivated with us, Kyle actually spends a lot of time writing a really detailed, inspirational newsletter, kind of highlighting some of the highlights of the week, what's going on in our world, our top fitness takes, the most recent science and research around fitness, and it's absolutely free. So if you want to join that and get that newsletter delivered to you every single Monday, right to your inbox, totally free, click the first link, enter your info there, and we'll get you added onto that for some additional fire to start your week off incredible. So once again, that'll be the first link you can see right below the exciting announcement we have that we'll talk about in a bit, but definitely make sure you're on that newsletter if you are not already. Now into the episode. Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and most of all Happy podcast. I'm your coach and host, Josh, here with
his co-host and co-coach, KG, and I'm in the house.
And this is Motivation Monday, where we get you fired up and excited for the week ahead, answer some of your questions, and we have amazing questions today. And we've just been receiving so much love around the podcast. We love how consistent, amazing people just like yourself have been tuning in, supporting, sharing episodes to the story. We've really been feeling the love. So I said, you know what? I'm going to add a fourth question today. So we got a bonus question because we've also been getting some phenomenal questions. So thank you everyone for that. Once again, I want to remind you, if you want to submit a question, you can do it through our Instagram. Just shoot us a DM. It's at Colossusfit, COLOSSUSFIT. Alternatively, you can shoot us an email. That's also in the show notes. Our email is located there. contact@colossusfitness.com, because more and more I've noticed a lot of people saying, hey, I don't have Instagram. How can I get in contact with you guys? So that's how you can do it. But without further ado, let's jump into today's episode with our primary question. And the first question is, what's the most ridiculous gym myth you've ever heard?
Honestly, that's a great question. It does seem like there's still a lot of myths circulating. Anytime I think they've been busted, which some of them have been, it just seems like every day someone's bringing it up, asking us to the gym. And it's just kind of crazy because you can spend so much time on the wrong stuff, just like believing something, and every day you're focused on it, and then it's just a complete lie. I'm going to have to say the most common one I still hear is that you have to be sore after a workout. And a lot of people, they feel like if they haven't destroyed themselves and if they can't walk the next day, or like they're sweating like crazy, a lot of it actually comes down to just like that bad mindset of just like feeling like you have to be completely destroyed. And it's been proven over and over again that soreness actually isn't an indicator of progress, and even sweating as well, right? So on that note, a lot of people will end up doing all the wrong stuff. They'll do a million jump squats. They'll try to just burn themselves out and feel like they can't walk anymore. And they feel really fulfilled from these classes, from these high intensity cardio things, but they don't end up seeing progress. So I'm going to say that's probably the most common one I see very often still. And I'm very curious to see what else Josh has to say.
In terms of most ridiculous I've ever heard, I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. I was told while I was deadlifting that I should deadlift and actually arch my back forward because that's where the power comes from. And to me, that was just like the craziest thing I've ever heard, because that's how you take your back to Snap City, get a one-way trip to the ER, and end up in a lot of pain. If you're trying to lift a lot of weight, you're curving your spine over, you're exposing all those little vertebrae, all the little bursa between your spine are taking the load of a crazy weight, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and they're not meant to do that. That's why our body has muscles. Muscles have the capacity to take the load, to brace against that load, and therefore lift it. And that's why when you're actually retracting your scap, getting in a good position, you're actually protecting all of your bones, all your ligaments, all your joints with your muscle, padding it so you can actually lift it appropriately. And that's why you never want to bend your back when you lift. And I think to me, this just highlights you need to be really careful what advice you hear. And even for this question on Thursday, we're going to go through just the craziest bro science TikTok advice, because there's some really funny TikToks out there. And similar to how we did a reaction based episode recently, this will be a lot of fun because we're going to be able to go through kind of like what people are saying and like, is it actually new science that you should consider, or is it absolute nonsense? And once again, just because someone has a big platform, a big voice, they look attractive, or they're really fit, doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're talking about. Anything myself or Kyle says, I'm very confident that you can go and research, and as long as you're actually researching in the right places and looking even at the most recent studies, and the experts in the field will be very aligned with that, because we take a no nonsense approach. We want you guys to succeed and not fall for cheap fixes and gimmicks and just nonsense hearsay that someone believes is correct. And just because someone gets away with it their whole life, maybe, and they felt strong that way, doesn't mean you should do it. And it's just foolish. So you don't want to make that mistake. Another ridiculous gym myth I've been hearing a lot is that you need to do more abs or train abs every day to get a six pack. I hear this time and time again, and everyone will say, well, it's your belly. You need to blast away the fat. The more you work it, the more you're actually going to lose the fat in that area and get a six pack. And spot reduction has been proven over and over to be a myth, at least to any significant degree. There was a study that came out saying there was a very, very minuscule reduction. But for most people, if you're sitting well above the thresholds of where you'll see your abs, for men, usually it's like 12 to 15%. I know for women, it's really a massive range. I think it's like 16 to 25%, like somewhere crazy in there based on your genetics and where your fat storage is. So like if you're way outside of those thresholds, if you're 20% as a man, 30% as a woman, you can do abs so you're black and blue. You could do the most crazy program in the world. You won't see it because you'll have fat over that area. And alternatively, if you're doing it every day, there's no reason to treat abs is any different from any other muscle. They're a muscle. Of course, you engage during the day, similar to calves. People have the same rhetoric. But the whole concept of muscular development is that you break down a muscle under stress. And because you've broken it down under stress, your body deploys amino acids to build new muscle and to actually cause your muscle to grow and be able to handle that load in the future. And you're going to overlook that process and minimize that ability for it to recover and grow by just doing them day after day and just wasting your time. So all in all, it's just pointless. If you want to do them every other day, at least there'd be more logic to that to me. And more isn't always more. Sometimes the less is truthfully more, especially with lifting. So that's another fun one I wanted to share. Curious if Kyle has one more.
Yeah, the other one that came to mind, so I talked more about the most common one I hear, but the most ridiculous thing was just that half reps are better for you, or like quarter reps. And I got this like years ago from kind of following the wrong people on YouTube. Like when I first started, Cali Muscle specifically, like it'd usually be someone who's just roided out, just giving out all this nonsense. And typically there's a lot of that out there because anyone with a camera can just like put out whatever they want. But I remember there was a time in my life where I started to kind of mimic that. I remember going into the gym and being like, oh, he says just to do half reps. So I'd be on like the incline press machine, just like doing 20 to 30 half reps, thinking that's going to benefit me. And yeah, it was just such a bad myth. And, that's why even when it comes down to our form series, like if you ever want help on your form, just search on YouTube. We have a playlist, which we'll also put down below, over 110 videos. Every single exercise we go to talk about, the most important thing we talk about is full range of motion, is putting that muscle group that you're working through a full range of motion. There's just no other way. And a lot of times like half reps and quarter reps and stuff, it's just shortcuts, right? It's just like an easier way to do something. Like it's so much easier to do 10 to 15 low quality half reps than it is like 8 reps to depth and like full range of motion on a specific exercise. So yeah, that's a crazy one. I still see a lot of people just doing it, but it's something that needs to be busted for sure.
All right, so there you have it. Once again, if you like this and you want to hear more about myths and perhaps some more theory behind them, and sometimes myths will have a shred of truth, but will be misconstrued, if you will. So if you enjoy that, definitely be sure to tune in Thursday. And all too often, I hear people say, I love your podcast. I love Motivation Monday. Don't miss out on Thursday as well. There's a reason we do 2 episodes a week. Both will have immense value. And just keep in mind, like if you listen to us and you're feeling inspired right now, you're feeling like you're getting your mind going, you want to train, you want to eat healthier, it's giving you that push, get more of that, right? Feel free to dig into older episodes. Feel free to tune in every Monday and Thursday. Like me and Kyle are going to be here consistently to motivate you no matter what. And we've had an amazing resume of not missing. I think it's been years and years, and been really proud for that. So you can count on us. We're always here, and we're always here to fire you up. But that was the primary question. We got 3 more incredible questions to come. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into our quotes. And I'm going to start with mine because I've actually had this here. I got this ready about 2 weeks ago because I was so excited. And I think I had a couple quotes the other week, and I don't want to do 3. But my quote is, fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. And this quote just hit me like crazy because when you're scared, when you're fearful, it's easy to overthink it, right? And it looks so vast. It looks impossible. Like it's it's a mile wide. Like it just looks like this massive lake where if you step in, you'll never escape and you're going to drown and you just feel really, really stuck. Instead, when you actually take a step in it and you take action forward, you'll go, this is an inch deep. This is nothing. This is a little puddle. It's not as scary as I made it out to be. And all too often in our minds, we'll build things up. We'll think, I need to get back in a gym routine, but not this week. I need to do it when things are perfect. I need to do it when everything's aligned and there's no variables and I have my perfect sleep and my perfect situation. This big thing goes, like, it's so easy to overbuild it and we end up being our own enemy instead of just taking imperfect action, taking that first step and really just overcoming fear. And I even just love that quote of fear is false events appear real. And anytime you think about it too, like the more you can just eliminate that flinch and just say, I'm going to do it. And even with fear too, a lot of the times people have fear of like how it's perceived, like if they look silly, or if you talk about your fitness journey on your story, people will judge you because you're not all the way where you want to be. Like that's not the case at all. And sometimes just embracing that, you realize like this was so silly. I just need to jump out. I need to do it. And remember, everyone needs to start somewhere. And if you let fear cloud your ability to start or to push yourself, you're really just going to stifle your potential and your results. And you're just going to end up really messing yourself up. So once again, fear is a mile wide and an inch deep.
Awesome. And my quote for today is treat every moment as if is your last, because in life, everything must come to an end. We don't know when or how, so enjoy every moment for what it is and have no regrets. So I really like this. And honestly, it's got me thinking about a lot of different things in my life, specifically when it comes to goals and just doing things that we want to do. It's just so powerful because it is true. Like this quote, you never know when something may never be able to happen again, right? Like we have our powerlifting meet in a couple weeks. And for me, I've just been specifically thinking of how it could be our last meet we ever do. I have no idea. I know it's a mock meet, but I'm like, I want to do it with full intention, hit some big numbers and be able to say, you know what? I treated it like it was the last one. And even for me, I also relating to family related things whenever it comes to spending time with my dog, or like as my daughter's 8 months and I'm trying to just like be very present and do things with her. I'm just like, I'm trying to do the best I possibly can be within these specific areas, because once again, using this quote, like it's very easy to think we will always have a future. We'll always have another day, another time. And I know it is a little bit deep, but when it comes down to it, specifically thinking of these like moments day to day, but also the goals and the things we want to do, I think it's so important to make the most of what we have in front of us instead of pushing things off in the future, saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it next week, or my goals I want to hit, or the person I want to reach out to, I'm going to do it next year, or just like some further date, because we just really don't know. So this is something that's very powerful to me. I hope it gets you thinking about some things that you want to do, that you want to implement. And that's my quote for this week.
Incredibly well true. And it's easy to always say, oh, I'll have another opportunity to do it. Or even I think one thing I hear all too often is I'll get fit later. I'm going to figure it out later. I got stuff to do first. I got to grow my career. I got to grow my family, and they'll put it off. And then it becomes this point where it's too late. And even I was just talking to one guy at the water fountain at the gym today, and I love that quote. The healthy man wants 1,000 things. The sick man wants one. And time again, it's so easy just to put things off and say, one day I'll do it, or I'm not going to enjoy this for what it is. But it's a great reminder to be present, be in that moment, and just make the most of every situation and really just do things to your best. So I couldn't agree with that more. And as we get into some of my thoughts, I have two big ones here I want to share. And the first one is, I've really learned that if you're not a little bit scared of the set you're going to do, the weight's probably too late. If you just jump into it and you're all just happy-go-lucky and you just do your set and put the weight down, you're probably not challenging yourself. I know I'm using the weight I'm supposed to be using when I'm kind of dreading doing the set. I got to psych myself up a little bit before I do it. I got to be intentional. If it's just a weight where you can do a set, scroll Instagram, pick it up and do another set when you want, it's too light. You'll know exactly what I mean. Like if you're squatting and you're squatting a good weight, there's no just half going into it. Like it's intimidating. It's a little scary. You got to be locked in. Every single set's hard. And you're like, oh, one's done. And there's a big difference even for me. If I shoulder press 80s versus 60s, those are two different worlds. One's really going to help me grow. One isn't going to do much for me. It's just going to be me adding a little bit of volume, not really getting to the point where I'm going to actually achieve hypertrophy. Well, achieve muscle breakdown. You'll achieve hypertrophy no matter what, but you get where I'm getting at, where I'll be able to actually challenge that muscle, have that breakdown, grow and get stronger. So just a great reminder, be a little bit scared of those weights, use weights that scare you, that challenge you, and that's how you'll know you're using the right weight. The second thing I wanted to mention is that we have a challenge coming up. So we decided we want some extra fuel. Our summer shred challenge was our biggest challenge ever. It was just absolutely killer. And now we're really just excited to have a fall fitness challenge, or a fall shred challenge, if you will. And this is just going to be to get everyone fired up. Summer, it's easy to get a little bit loose with things, to enjoy some barbecues, to be at cottages, whatever it may be. So this is an opportunity if you want to lock in. And what's amazing too is we're doing it through September, which technically is on the verge of fall and summer. So it's a phenomenal time to get really lean, to strip off that unwanted fat from the summer, and to enjoy your last outing on a beach entirely shredded with just the utmost confidence. The times you're enjoying less clothes, just feeling really good in your physique. So once again, we're doing an early registration for this. So if you're like someone who's serious and you want to get incredible results, just DM us to Instagram at Colossusfit, COLOSSUSFIT, for our pre-access challenge pricing. Pricing will go up closer to when everyone gets excited and wants to commit, because it's happening next week. But this will launch September 1st. So yes, you have some time, but lock yourself in, have that accountability around the corner, be excited. You'll be coached through this. You're going to be pushed to a higher level to achieve an incredible transformation. And what's amazing about starting now is we can kind of build some momentum into that challenge so that you can succeed through it. And for the first time ever, we're going to have prizes. And you might say, hey, you've had prizes for all your challenge. You have crazy prizes, thousands of dollars of prizes, and we'll absolutely still have that. But for everyone who does this challenge and fully commits, we're going to have special t-shirts, and it's going to have a special message on the back about how you've completed this challenge and that no challenge is too great. And you're just going to have a nice clean logo and a beautiful color. We haven't decided the color yet, but we will be making these into next week. And this will be for everyone who actually completes the challenge. And what's amazing is this is here to motivate you, because we're not big on second place trophies and all that. So you're going to have to commit yourself for this entire month, all of September, day in, day out. You're going to have to show up for yourself, and you're going to say, oh, but there's days that are hard. There's days that it's my cousin's, niece's, sister's, father's birthday, and I want to be able to have 6 slices of cake. But listen, we're going to teach you how to do this from a position of sustainability to what's realistic to your schedule, to ensure you're seeing results, to fit into your life, and to navigate these events no matter what. And after these 30 days, you're going to really change what's between your ears more than anything else, your mindset. You're going to stop making excuses. You're going to realize that you are capable of it. You're going to see change in your physique. And once you see that change, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I can do way more than I ever thought. I was really throttling my potential. So I want this to just to be an incredible challenge. I'm really excited to help you. If you've never been in coaching before, you've never had a coach, everyone deserves a coach, and you deserve the best results. And you're not only going to benefit from this challenge, you're going to benefit for the rest of your life, because this mindset shift is going to push you forward. I like to think of the term, I believe it's Misogi, I could be wrong, but that's when you do something so hard once a year that the benefits of it last for the rest of the year. So you climb a mountain or something like that. This won't be that hard, but maybe committing, if you've never done it before, is big. It's scary. Fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. This is your chance to tackle it head on. Pre-access pricing, an incredible deal. You're going to get one of our current shirts that are only for clients already for signing up, which is going to be another bonus. Then when you complete the challenge, you're going to get another shirt. There's going to be thousands of prizes. You're going to work one-on-one with us before, during, and after the challenge to make sure that these aren't temporary, but they're long-term results. And I'm sorry I popped off a bit here, but I'm just personally so excited for this. This is going to be killer. Build momentum into the new year. Just become the best version of yourself. So stop making excuses. Reach out. Let me work with you one-on-one through this so I can get you incredible results and you can become my next success story. So once again, just message me fall challenge, my Instagram at Colossusfit, COLOSSUSFIT, or shoot me an email. Once again, the email's in the description. Whichever one works better for you, go ahead, do that, get the pre-access pricing, and once again, I look forward to shredding together.
I'm equally as excited. Honestly, anytime we have one of these things come up, it just fires me right up, because like it's not only us doing it, but also our entire team and all of you amazing people. So it's just unlimited motivation, weekly live calls, just everyone's thriving. And if you're not in a community like that, you're missing out. Like, so many of you have great intentions, you just don't have the right people around you, and that's why you're not able to succeed. We can't wait to hear from you. Message us. We'll take care of you. But my thought mainly is Josh was talking about the Monday newsletter. And I was thinking there's been a few times where I'm like, you know what? No one will notice. Like, I'm not going to share something. Like, I had to get up a bit earlier on the Monday. I didn't get it done. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll skip out on on it. Just this one time, right? If I were to do that one time, it would lead to another and then another. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm not doing it anymore. And I look back and it's been about 2 years now that I've done it every single Monday. The one time in the first year I missed out because I forgot about it. And then I started to set reminders to make sure I didn't. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's not to brag. It's just about how in our journey, there's so many of these things we say we're going to do, and then we're just not consistent with it. And this is something I said, you know what, no matter where I am, where I'm writing it from around the world, or what the time is, like, I'm going to get this done. And I have like, that's what I want to do. I know it benefits a lot of you. You guys always say, hey, I love this newsletter. Same with our podcast. Like Josh was talking about how we've never missed, and it's been so many years. And it's like, no matter where we are, whatever's happening, we show up. So we're obviously very serious about this. Like our Instagram posts, our client transformations, everything we do for our team and our clients, like we want to go above and beyond. And I really encourage you, like on your journey, try to have that level of consistency where it's like, hey, this week I'm traveling. I'm going to find a way to make it work. No matter where I'm at, I'm going to get my cardio in. Even if there's birthdays and this and that, I'm going to find a way to get my nutrition in. So most people will just kind of go about these things and just be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Like if it gets done, it gets done. Who really cares? So that's something I want to talk about and relate it to the fitness journey. And it's been on my mind as of Josh mentioning the Monday newsletter. Make sure to join that as well.
Yeah, and there's no nobility in struggling, like to the point of the challenge. If you're like, I'm going to figure this out myself, and you've been trying for years and years, and you're putting on more fat, let's be honest, you're getting more lethargic, your habits and systems are getting worse, like there's probably a reason for that, and you don't need to struggle. Having someone outside, having a coach to look into your life and say, hey, you're putting too much effort here, you're over focusing on this, instead we can do this. And like I said, sometimes I'll tell people to do less and they'll see more results, or I'll say, hey, we don't need to be cutting calories this hard, you need a reverse diet. Like it's so different for every individual. And sometimes it's just these small changes, these small consistent changes, having accountability that change everything. Like we'll have clients come in that haven't been able to remove the pouch on their stomach and they'll end up with abs in 90 days. And there's a reason for that. It's doing better systems, having accountability, having a community behind you is a whole nother beast, like-minded individuals firing you up. So once again, this is going to be an incredible challenge. Like I said, pre-access pricing. So if you want to save, secure your spot, this is your chance to do it. Message us fall challenge. And now we're going to go into our client shout out. Who do we got this week?
This week we have John, who has been crushing it. He's 51 years old. Before joining, he was actually the unhealthiest he'd ever been. And now he's a completely different person. As you can see, very visible posture change. He's built confidence. He's lost an immense amount of weight while building a lot of high quality muscle. He's the leanest he's ever been in 20 years. What's really cool is he's got some of his friends on board. Like he's actually sent some people to us, which is amazing. We had Amy sign up recently. He sent his friend Mike, who also got his wife Mary on board, and just like a whole community of people who are also thriving and succeeding. So it's not just John thriving on the journey, it's the people he sent and the people around him as well, which is amazing. So he's just a completely different person now. It's basically every week we're getting like updated changes, like even in his face, it's getting leaner, his posture, his confidence, like every part of his life is improving. And this is at the age of 51, which is awesome. So he's made zero excuses. He's consistently showed up. He's loved the challenge. He's going to be taking part as well, of course, because he's always down for a nice challenge. So really amazing stuff, John. We're so proud. And also all of his friends, family, and everyone else that's come joined us here at Colossus Fitness. We're very grateful, and we're super proud so far.
Big shout out to John. And I heard something recently, I loved it. It said, too many people are focused at getting back to where they were, but that's not the way life works. Like even to Kyle's quote earlier, life goes on, things happen, you change, you grow, you make mistakes, you push forward. So at the same time, it's not about getting back to where you are. It's getting to a new version, a better version of yourself, and just striving to be better, a new and improved one. And even as you get older, like the reflections, you have more wisdom now. You have more experience. Maybe you have struggled and you've done every diet and it just hasn't worked, right? Instead, you got to say, I'm going to get to a new level. I'm going to do something about this. And John is a perfect example of that. He was struggling. He said, what the heck? I'm the least healthy I've been. I've tried these things. He reached out. And like I said, we started online fitness coaching because my firm thing I've always said is it doesn't need to be hard. It it came easy to me in my mind because I understand what people need to do, the psychology, the accountability, as well as the science behind it. And I've implemented that over 10 plus years of coaching individuals just like yourself, 5,000 transformations. And once again, from all that, I have the experience that no matter what obstacles or challenges you think are too big in front of you, they really are not. And it doesn't need to be that complicated. And you just need to learn how to have fitness become part of your life, and it doesn't need to have that difficulty. So although even we have a challenge coming up, this is the perfect time to do it because you kind of have the attitude like, oh, there's a challenge, I'm going to step up. And you start to redefine your character and you see yourself as a fit, healthy person. And like for John, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like he's going to keep cooking. He's going to get better and better. I can't wait to reshare his progress as he continues to progress. So once again, don't sell yourself short. I assure you, it doesn't matter if you're listening to this and you're 15 or you're 85, you can absolutely still see amazing progress and become a better version of yourself. But we're going to reach back into the mailbag with our second question. And that is, what is a gym pet peeve that instantly puts you in a bad mood? And I'll start, and it's honest sometimes, but it's really been bugging me lately. I really dislike when I'm doing a set because I said earlier, when I do a set, I'm scared. It's hard. It takes everything in me. Like I cannot chat. And a good rule too, a thumb was I used to tell my clients, if we can have a nice conversation while you're doing a set, the weight's way too light. So when I'm doing a heavy set, I got 80-pound dumbbells above my head. I'm liking the shoulder press example. And someone goes, hey man, are you using that bench at the other side of the gym? It really does bug me. I don't ever take it out on the individual because sometimes people are being nice. And I noticed too, like, I've been a kid in the gym. There's like a teen fitness at our gym here. It's called Good Life. And that's actually how I started fitness. I think it was like 14 years old. You can start, you can get a free gym membership, which I think is such a great integrity move for the company. And obviously it gets people in the ecosystem of their gym, but I think it's phenomenal, right? You get in there, you start to play around with your buddies, you understand the concept of going to a gym. So sometimes those people will be really nice and they'll be like a little bit scared. And I understand it's like maybe a little intimidating. You see Kyle, he's a big guy. You see me, and then, you're worried they're going to use someone's machine. But definitely it's just nicer to wait till someone's done their set. And even I've just made a habit of doing that, right? Give a little bit of distance, don't hover over them, wait till it's the end of the set. At the same time, I don't really get mad at people for doing it. I'll try to finish my set and then answer them, because to me, it's just hard taking away a good set, especially if you're going hard. But I think that's probably my biggest pet peeve.
I think the one thing that I want to say it doesn't bother me, but like to be completely honest, it does, is just someone that acts as if they own the entire gym. Like it's like they've got their name written on and it's like, this is my gym. You guys are all just here with me. So this comes in a bunch of different ways. And once again, part of me is like, I always tell myself, you know what? It's fine. Just focus on yourself. You're good. But if someone has 3 benches and 16 dumbbells and they're just like running around and they're curling in front of the rack and you can't even get your set of dumbbells, or like they're just taking over just too much space. Like our gyms are busy. And when you do that, like you're just you're making it a lot harder for everyone else. And like there's so many examples. Like when I'm using a set of dumbbells, I'm using one set of dumbbells, I'm using one bench. Like the reason is because there's other people there. Other people want dumbbells, other people want benches. And I'm just like, we're pretty big dudes, like especially even when we're with other guys, but we're going to try to be as most respectful and like take care of everyone else around us. We're not going to grunt. Like we're going to hit our lifts. We're very intense, but we're going to take up our space and no more than that. And of course there'll sometimes be a gym bag that we have or whatever it is. But to me, it's about being respectful. And there's just some people that walk around like they own the gym, and this is my space and you guys can work around me, right? So just don't be that person. I know if you're listening to this, you're definitely not. And we want it to be a safe space for everyone. We want everyone to feel comfortable. And these types of individuals, unfortunately, even some of my clients, they'll send me messages and say, hey, I'm kind of scared to go near the dumbbell rack. And like, it's kind of like a little bit uncomfortable for me. So the more that we can preach this message to just like be respectful of everyone and realize there's 20 to 100 other people around you, the gym will be a better space. So that's my pet peeve, even if I try to not have it be my pet peeve.
Yeah, and 2 more. I mean, I didn't know I had so many pet peeves, but they came to mind. And it's in addition to Kyle's, like even there's one person I can think of. He's just, the egos in the gym drive me nuts. Like I get it. I was a younger dude wanting to get bigger, and the whole sizing each other up. And I even noticed like when I'm out in public, people kind of size you up or give you a look or whatever. And it's like, chill. Like I don't care. I've been lifting so long, and you'll notice the people have been lifting for a while. Like there's no ego. They're not trying to brag about what they lift or how big they are. Like I could care less. Like if I'm doing a weight and someone's doing more or whatever whatever it is. Like there's none of that to me. And even like there's just the one guy, you know, he'll walk around, he'll walk as close as you can, he'll get in your space, he'll like just make it difficult for no reason. It's just like, why are we doing this? Like, let's all just enjoy the space and be nice and be honest about it. So that's definitely one thing I would definitely say is one of my biggest pet peeves. And my other one is using the gym and equipment just like as storage for all your stuff. Like I've had times where like I want to do something and people are using 2 benches. They're using one. They have another bench where they put their phone and their water bottle. There's just no need for it. Like there's limited equipment. Like just put your phone and water bottle on the ground. Like there's just this natural tendency to put them on benches or boxes or equipment, and stuff gets so crammed and used up, and people go to the other side of the gym and you can't use it. Like even we want to do like some box jumps in Florida, and there's just like 8 phones on the box, couple gym bags, and like there's no way you're finding all 8 people and moving it. And I understand the temptation. It's nice to have it there versus the ground, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you're really worried about hygiene, I know someone will say that just put a piece of paper towel down first or something. But especially with the benches, if there's limited benches, the gym we go to, it's so hard to do dumbbell work because everyone just puts their dumbbells up on that bench. They'll have 4 sets of dumbbells up on that bench when there's no need for it. So I think that to me bugs me because it's the same thing. It's like there's limited space. It's really hard adjusting your whole workout around when there should be benches available and people aren't using them appropriately, especially to like the incline benches. We have limited incline benches, ones you can maneuver, and people will use those to rest their phones, their wallets, and have their conversations. And I think just in particular, the gym we're at now is technically a club, so I think it's worse than it's ever been. But that has been getting to me lately, and it's put me in a bad mood because I'm all excited to do heavy incline press, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even do it. There's literally, I think one time we're there's 5 people just using benches for their stuff, and it's awkward being like, hey, can I use this? Because they'll be like, I'm using it for my stuff, and you're like, ugh. But yeah,
honestly, like it just really goes back to that respect thing, because once again, this is the thing that really, no matter what, will end up kind of bothering me, is just like that exact thing, right? Where it's just like, it's just me and I'm the only one that matters here. So yeah, avoid making this mistake. It's a very common one, but everyone will like you a little bit more in the gym for sure.
And I love this question. This is a fun one. How has your fitness journey changed your identity outside of the gym? And I'll start. So obviously I started lifting, like I said, when I was about 14, give or take, somewhere in there, starting to figure it out. And I think what was so cool is I kind of had that epiphany. I wanted to be fit. And I always played sports, but I started doing P90X, and I would do that consistently. And I really learned like the concept of sacrifice, and I guess doing things I didn't want to do, but understanding how they work towards the process. And what's so cool about fitness and lifting is you actively see the results and you see the direction you're wanting to go as you go there. Like you see the accumulation of that. Your biceps start to bulge, you develop a pec, your posture looks better, you get all these different things, your sleeves of your shirt start to fit a little nicer. Like it's really cool seeing that happen. Or your waist gets thinner, you need to get different pant sizes. Like so I think that's really cool, and I think seeing that process was amazing. And I think naturally that really transitioned into me wanting to grow and learn, because I'm like, hey, if I can grow my body, can I grow my mindset? Can I grow my education? And especially outside of the formal education where I didn't feel as challenged, I suppose. It felt like just like, doesn't take much effort to kind of find your way through a bachelor's degree, in my opinion, right? You can kind of just do what you got to do, show up a little bit. So instead, I really took it as like, how can I really get hungry and learn and like be just super, super excited about that process? And I started reading books, any kind of book I could. I got into some self-development books and business books. And then I really started to say, hey, like I make these YouTube videos and I put out all this free content just to help people be fitter. Like I'd love to do this one-on-one with someone. And I took a chance. I started to try coaching. I told an individual, I gave him a crazy deal saying I'd coach him, and he said no. And I was like, okay, well, this is never going to be a thing. But then he's like, you know what, let's do it. And I worked with him. He absolutely killed it. That brought on more people, and it just absolutely started to create what it is today. And that's from me showing up and realizing like how that work will lead to that ultimate result. And there's a reason we have 5,000 transformations, and it's just how consistent we've been. And it is funny because even me and Kyle, when we work together, I was thinking about it today, how it's a little funny because even my wife will kind of joke. She'll be like, half your work day is like you're going to the gym with Kyle and getting food. But I even thought, I'm like, by me putting such importance and Kyle putting so much importance on us getting in the gym, being fit ourselves, living that life and making that a priority, we've been able to live that life and be fit and healthy because of it. And we've been able to navigate different things. And this is an amazing benefit we have. I know not everyone has this, but at the same time, it really showed to me that if you make what's important and you keep it important, as crazy as that sounds, you'll prioritize it more and you'll make it a standard. And that's why we've been so hungry to learn and grow and develop, because this has been a priority for us, and it's easier for us to help other people make it a priority for them, because we've done this consistently through all the twists and turns and ups and downs in life. And I think working out, as often as it's attributed to it being physical, it really is a mental thing. Like, you're working your mental ability, being like, I'm going to go to the gym when I don't want to. I'm going to go for a walk when I don't want to. I'm going to make the healthy decision because ultimately it's better for me. And then it's amazing seeing how that really just continues to scale and improve over time, and like the result that comes from it. And it's just been consistent effort. It was never massive action, but it's that we've continued to place this importance and prioritize and continue to do just the same with our business. I'd say, how can we help more people? How can we have larger impact? How can the podcast be better? And just being consistent with that, a lot of that does come to fitness, and even just learning that the healthier you are, the better you feel. And Kyle was even talking about how his clients, as they become fitter, they've been doing better in their businesses, they've been doing better in their marriages with their kids, because they have more energy, more happiness. And I think when you realize like hard work pays, and by sometimes making that harder decision, it makes your life easier, whereas when you make easy decisions, it makes your life harder. So I'd say for me, that's how that's changed my identity a lot, and just really made me realize what I'm capable of, the power of consistency, and just all that great stuff.
Yeah, relating to that, looking back to before the fitness journey, I was a scrawny, not very confident dude who just, I was young, right? I was similar to Josh. Like, I started a little bit after him, but in the same ballpark. And it just it was not ideal. I did some running. I was pretty good at that and whatnot. But once I got into the gym and just stayed consistent with it, my confidence just started to go up in a good way, right? Like, not that ego that we were talking about before. I mean, hey, I've been there and I've made a few mistakes as a younger teen and whatnot, but just confidence. I felt like I was kind of on top of the world. Like, I just would start to gain muscle and I would start to hit PRs, and inside the gym, I just feel like I was invincible. And so as that translated into the outside world, I felt like I could show up for whatever I put my mind to, I could accomplish, because I did, similar to Josh, so many hard things in the gym. And to me, confidence truly comes from doing the things that you say you're going to do, showing up when you don't want to show up, and consistently doing that. And when you think of how many thousands of workouts I haven't wanted to do, how many times I've hit my protein that I haven't necessarily wanted to, or just like cardio sessions or whatever it is, when it comes down to the outside world, I'm like, oh, all this stuff, I've done so many things that I've maybe haven't wanted to, and I've been so consistent with it. I can do anything. And I love Josh's example of building the business, because I just feel like so many of areas would just be like, oh, I didn't want to film this YouTube video, we didn't want to show up here, but it's we're still going to do it anyway. So I would say the biggest thing has been my confidence, and just every part of that has been just so game changing, because I showed up so many years consistently, no matter what, rain, shine, tired, sore, whatever the case is. And that really translates over, because so many people will say, I'm going to get to the gym this week. They don't show up for themselves. And then what does that do? You start to lose belief in yourself. You start to feel unconfident. So this alone to me is the biggest thing. And I'm so grateful for the journey. And to me, I honestly find we're just getting started. Well, after 10 years, just the beginning, and we have so much more to accomplish that I'm really excited for.
Yeah, that's some fire right there. And I think anyone who starts to get fit or healthy, or you overcome that fear and you say, wow, I can do hard things, I can improve, I can grow. This is the power of self-growth, of self-discipline, and just progression and learning, and just being consistent to that. You really do start to realize how you can do amazing things. And even I've mentioned before, but seeing where we are today, it's hard to even picture getting there, but it's just consistent action day after day. And it's amazing the results that can come, just compounded, consistent growth really helps you explode. So absolutely huge, and really excited just to keep growing. And the last and fun question we have is, what is your cringiest old workout video or photo moment? So I think this is a really fun question, because we've been through so many twists and turns, and I just pulled up here on my computer some of our deleted YouTube videos. We had some old deleted videos that just weren't the best quality. We were trying to figure it out. We were just taking a whack at it. We did some funny things, we did a random vlog in the middle middle of the busiest part of the city with a GoPro, which is pretty jokes. And like we tried like a what's in my gym bag video that we filmed at my work, which was a smoothie bar we worked at, which was pretty funny. Like there's all this crazy stuff, and I don't regret any of them. I think everything we did was such a good try. We made a video about whether Olympians were on steroids. We made a video about how much money famous YouTube, like we tried everything. Like we try different things, see what we like, see what we landed on, see what worked. And like all those massive fails or cringier videos, or even I'll watch older videos sometimes and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. But to me, I enjoy it. Like I think it's part of the story and part of the process. And just the same, like if you go in the gym and you try to do a lat pull down, you have the craziest worst form and your friend laughs at you, like that's a fun story, because when you start nailing them perfectly in a month, you can say, listen, when I started I was horrible. You're teaching someone else, you could say you're way more of a natural than I was. So to me, I think that's cool. The ones that stand out the most are Kyle has a video saying I almost broke my arm, I think, and we were just trying like clickbait, and it was just him like falling on a skateboard. It really wasn't even that bad, and it just tanked. It was one of our lowest viewed videos on our YouTube channel. Like we were doing well, we were getting some heavy views, and I think got like 500 views or something, which was definitely a far shot from like 100K of some of the others. So that was pretty jokes. I remember Kyle had like different kind of like what kind of cardios are best, day in the life of a ball hockey champion. There are some really funny ones we made, and like we just took good shots, and I don't know, it's fun. We'd film us like playing hockey, we'd film us going biking, and like it's so cool. And I like that I have the ability to look back on these as well. So that's my answer. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, so very cringy ones. Like the one that I specifically think of is when I talked about hit versus list. So,
or why we lift. Yeah. Remember that video in the Ryerson ice rink?
So I think it's me in a blue tank top. If I'm not mistaken, it was me talking about hit versus list, high intensity interval training versus low intensity steady state. I licked my lips 700 times, very monotone, very awkward pauses, like just complete nonsense. I think that was my first talking video too, which I was just like so uncomfortable with, and it just like was painful, like looking back. And then the main thing that really stands out to me is just the day that Josh said to me, hey, let's work out, and then here's what I've been doing, like you should try. So basically we're at it's called TMU now. We're at Ryerson in like a dungeon like basement, like by the stairwell. We put the laptop up on the chair. I remember this because this is the moment that like I came into the business where it was like so awkward. He said, all you have to do is just talk about the workout. And I'm just sitting there trying to figure out what to say. Like this is the first video I've ever done talking to, a voiceover. And I was just like, yeah, here we are hitting 275 for squats. Felt good today. Yeah. Just saying a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, man, that was like kind of cringy. But anytime I think of these moments, and it's like crazy to see Josh going through like the deleted videos, because I'm like, those hurt me to see, because they were like 10 years ago when I was very awkward and uncomfortable. I think of like those moments being like what it is now. Like that's how we got to where we're at now, was just like the consistent weird awkward videos where it's like we're in public, or like I didn't have as much knowledge and I put something together. And like to me, that's all it's about, is taking those shots, like not being scared, like fear. Josh was talking about fear earlier, like not having that fear. And although they're very cringy and awkward, I look back and I'm like, you know what? That's why we're here. It's because we took all these shots and because we actually started. So yeah, that's my thought on that question, and it's a very fun one as well.
Yeah, and people will tease when you're starting. I remember when I first even made my YouTube, like a lot of people thought it was cool, but a lot of people made fun of us for it. And I actually like made a different fitness YouTube with another buddy, and he made like a supplement review, and he just got blasted for it. Like everyone made fun of him, and because of that, he deleted everything, gave up on it, and never put it out there, which is like too bad, right? Because who knows what could have come or could have been. And I think that's where you gotta ignore people a bit and just do it what you believe in and have fun with it too. And like there's nothing wrong with looking a little silly. Like everyone has to start somewhere. So I think it's really, really cool. And even now it makes me appreciate like how far we've come and the confidence of it. And even Kyle used to struggle a lot more on the podcast. We used to do crazy edits because he'd lose his train of thought. So even seeing him become a better speaker has been cool. We used to film with this guy, Scott Herman Fitness. He's got a couple million on YouTube. Awesome dude. Really natural speaker, very pronounced Boston accent. So Kyle would try to film these videos. And I remember, and he'd stutter, he'd mess it up, or he wouldn't have the right energy. And I just remember Scott like kind of yelling at him in a supportful way, but Kyle getting so stressed about it. And he used to tell Kyle to go take a lap around his gym to get in the zone and stuff, which is pretty funny. So like, it's cool. Even like, you got to go through some of those adversities, some of those tougher moments. We'd like do random collabs. Like we've done food collabs with this guy. He's a big food YouTuber. It wasn't necessarily our thing, but we did it. And we'd like, hey, there's a shawarma place we did it. That video got like 500,000 views or something like that. Did really well. The owner loved it so much he made like a printout of me and Kyle and this other guy Ken at his restaurant eating there, and he's like, you're the guys for it, and he gave us like free food for like 6 months, which was so sick. So you just got to take shots, right, and take imperfect action and see things come together. And once again, I want to encourage you to take a big shot, which is joining us for our fall fitness challenge. So don't miss out on this. I'm going to be doing it, Kyle's going to be doing it, and I want to coach you one-on-one, like physically me. If you like my general advice for this podcast, imagine what we can do together when I learn where you're at, what you're struggling with, and I can teach you how to overcome it with the latest science, best resources, and the best programming available. So once again, reach out to me, Fall Fitness Challenge, my Instagram, or shoot me an email with that. Let's get you signed up with our early access pricing, and let's kill it. If you love this episode, make sure you subscribe to the show, share it to your story, all that good stuff. Just yell at strangers about how good our podcast is. That works as well. But thanks for tuning in. Peace out.